Most buyers are told that a 20% down payment is the mandatory entry fee for real estate. For millions of everyday people, that single requirement has effectively locked them completely out of the housing market. For generations, the goal was a detached single-family house, exactly like this one, a private yard, a white picket fence, and a 30-year mortgage. The economic conditions that supported this model have largely disappeared. In the past, a single median salary could comfortably service the debt on a house like this. Today, that math rarely computes. These buyers in the mid-20th century were looking at bungalows with weekly costs that represented a small fraction of their income. Now, those same entry-level homes demand a massive multiple of the median salary, creating a financial barrier that keeps first-time buyers on the sidelines. Sticking to this traditional housing playbook in a modern economy often leads to financial stagnation. Most people stay trapped in a cycle where they continually trade their labor for housing they will never own. This chart shows the wage and housing disconnect. Earnings remained flat, while rent accelerated exponentially. The red block is lost capital. This gap stops you from saving a down payment because the landlord captures the surplus cash needed to build your equity. Strategic investors avoid this by reframing their primary residence. They treat the building they live in as a financial tool rather than a personal expense. This pivot is called house hacking. It is a specific strategy designed to transform housing from a monthly liability into an active asset. This strategy requires you to prioritize cash flow over the aesthetic appeal of a single-family home. The target asset class is multifamily residential property. You are looking for duplexes, triplexes, or 4-unit buildings like these brick properties on Lawndale Avenue. These properties house multiple, distinct, independent living spaces under a single roof, which is the core of the strategy's structural advantage. A single-family house drains capital through debt service and maintenance. A multifamily property generates multiple passive revenue streams that can offset those costs. Buying a multifamily property allows you to acquire a turnkey business that provides your personal housing as a byproduct of its operations. Usually, buying a multifamily building requires a 20 to 25% down payment because banks view them as commercial investments. However, government-backed programs through the Federal Housing Administration provide a specific loophole for first-time buyers. If you occupy just one unit in a multifamily building for at least a year, the bank classifies the entire asset as your primary residence. This chart shows the drop in required capital. By moving into one unit, your down payment requirement can fall from 25% to as low as 3.5%. On a $400,000 duplex, a traditional investor needs $100,000 in cash. With this loophole, you only need $14,000 to control the same asset. This ledger shows the monthly cash flow. If your mortgage is $2,500 and tenants pay $2,600, rent covers the mortgage. Your tenants effectively buy the building for you. While you still manage maintenance and taxes, your largest monthly expense, the mortgage principal and interest, is eliminated. When your tenants cover your mortgage, you capture the portion of your income that used to go to a landlord. Redirecting thousands of dollars every month from rent into your own accounts rapidly builds your net worth through both cash savings and property equity. Within a few years, your financial position will likely outpace peers who are still paying market rent. You are accumulating a tangible asset while they are simply funding someone else's. After 12 months, you can move out, rent your original unit for additional profit, and repeat the process with a new property and a new low down payment loan. Escaping the housing crisis depends on leveraging these residential finance rules rather than waiting for market prices to drop. If you're ready to see the splits, subscribe for more strategies that leverage the math of the modern economy.